Oi, oi. Welcome back to the Antiquitech channel for Mudmageddon and Radiant Energy Realities. The realities of Antiquitech is what we're going to look into in this post. There's going to be lots of juiciness in this post. Please do share this video out. Please do subscribe to all Flat Earth British and Antiquitech channels. And we're going to be having a fantastic weekend as well to look forward to on our channel, guys. We have a special guest coming, and it's going to be a conversation concerning not Adolf Hitler on my globe, the globe, and the flat Earth. And that will be on the weekend, and it will be a special show. So make sure to keep a lookout for that. Now, straight in with the juice for today. We're going to be talking about a few subjects, guys. We're going to be talking about free energy. And to me, it's a given that they've got free energy and they've had free energy since this place that we are standing on was heaven on earth. We had free energy and good living, and this place was where it was at and will be again. The idea or the imagining of what it was like in Tartaria, what we call the golden age of Tartaria, is more a remembering. It's more that we remember what it used to be like here. And we're going to have a look at aspects of that today. We're going to look at doors, big doors. Okay, doors that are way, way too big for us little people. They look like they were made for bigger people. We're going to looking at that. We're going to be looking at mirrors. Now, I've talked about mirrors a lot on my channel, have I not? In this case, we're going to be thinking again in terms of, were these mirrors we see in alchemical and Phoenician depictions and numerous Renaissance paintings, etc., actually television screens or communication screens? There's good reason to think that this is actually the case. I know. We're going to be thinking about magnetism. We're going to be thinking about Starforts. Okay, our thoughts are going to be with Starforts. And a clue that I picked up on my recent visit to the Czech Republic, where we found something really, really unexplanatory, unless you're thinking in the terms of the way we think on Flat Earth British concerning magnetism and resonance, etc. All will be explained on the way through. So we're going to quick fire into this video. It's going to be an hour long. Remember to stay tuned to Flat Earth British. Keep a lookout on my community page. Thank you for all your positive feedback on the last video. That went on a treat. So if I do have any philosophical brain splurts along the way, just go with it. Okay, I could just go with this. So peace and love to you all. Have a fantastic time while you're here. Enjoy, and please share this out if you have the ability to. That would be much appreciated. Now, Antiquitech. Now, I have pulled up so many documents concerning perpetual energy motion machines from Kirsch to books of the 1700s with magnets, so much evidence of Tesla's motors, Tesla's inventions, other inventions, free energy inventions. And I covered it quite a bit extensively, actually, in my first book, The Holy Grail of a Flat Earth. Tesla, however, I think was already basically not inventing, but taking existing technologies. Okay, technologies far superior to the technologies that they boast about today were in the past. Okay, so I'm going to start here. Now, quite some time ago, brethren of mine, Lee, Flat Earth British, dug this up because he's good at digging stuff up. I couldn't find it on Flat Earth British's channel because it's not even there anymore, unfortunately. But I snapped this up on Instagram by somebody called Tartaria Reset. Sorry, in Spanish. Anyway, so this was discovered a few years ago by Lee, sort of corroborated by extra evidence of a magazine cover showing this temple sparking by UAP channel or UAP. But Lee dug this up and it was gold. It is a temple in Cambodia, in Phnom Penh, the capital of Cambodia. Check it out. Mind-blowing if you haven't seen it. Later evidence was spotted as well of loads and loads of birds or swallows just flying around these things, and this temple as well in Cambodia. Now, we have seen a few evidences of this. Now, on my recent visits to the Czech Republic, Antiquitech was absolutely everywhere, and I got, real distinct impression that they were still harnessing and using it, and some apparatus unexplanatory, which I'll show you in a minute, concerning Starforts, all sort of falling together on the grid system ideals. Will all be explained in a minute. Now, so if you haven't seen that was mind-blowing, and we have had many evidences of similar, and I have seen something of these capacitors or these balls sort of causing a disturbance, an aura in the ether around them in pictures, which I'll show you in a bit. Rather exciting. Now, did try and capture or the effect of what I was trying to see, but it didn't really pick it up, but it did, and you'll see soon. Now, evidence of free energy. In my mind, there's so much of it. I shared this maybe 2 years ago. I do have a shareable form, and I've been on to a mate who has a shareable form. Unfortunately, this is a PDF, and it's not really shareable, but it's evidence of some of the inventions that were put out there in the past concerning resonators. Okay, the idea of collecting electricity using aerial systems or some sort of apparatus for gathering electrostatic charge or 0-point energy, or whichever way you want to look at it. Now, it's generally thought that aerials are not capable of gathering much power. The popular conception is that only power available is low radio waves from distant radio transmitters. And while it is certainly true that radio waves can be picked up with an aerial, the real source of power are not radio transmitters. For example, we will be looking at the information of Herman Plauson, and he considered any aerial system of his which did not produce more than excess power of 100 kilowatts as a small system. That Henry Moray demonstrated his system to audiences repeatedly, pulling in power levels of up to 50 kilowatts. These power levels are not produced by radio station signals. Now, Nikolai Tesla was well onto it. He produced an aerial system, which is worth mentioning, apparatus for the utilization of radiant energy. And there's his patent number. And it wasn't his only free energy device. The device appears simple, but Tesla states that the capacitor needs to be a considerable electrostatic capacity. Now, I'm going to show you evidence of some things that look exactly like capacitors, and they are attached below these balls and Antiquitech aerials, if you like. And he recommends using the best quality mica to construct it, as described in his 1897 patent. Circuit draws power via an insulated shiny metal plate. The insulation could be spray-on plastic. The larger the plate, the larger the energy pickup. The higher the plate is elevated, the greater the pickup, because more electrostatic potential the further up you go. Could this plate also be like these plates that we see, or some of these resonators on top of these buildings? So there was his invention. This system of Tesla's picks up energy day and night. The capacitor gets charged up, and the vibrating switch repeatedly discharges the capacitor into a stepped down transformer. The transformer lowers the voltage and raises the current available, and the output is then used to power the electrical load. It seems probable that this device operates primarily from static electricity, which some people believe is the manifestation of a 0-point energy field, or the ether. Tesla's equipment might well operate when fed by a motor-driven Wilmshurst machine instead of a large aerial plate. So that ups the ampage, I guess, or the take. Anyway, however, it should be understood that Tesla described two different forms of energy pickup. The first is static electricity, picked up from a very slight interaction from the pickup plate with 0-point energy field flowing through it, or as I explained, ether flowing through it. The other being picked up is dynamic radiant energy events, typically from lightning strikes. At a casual glance, the average person would not consider lightning strikes as being a viable source of energy, but this is not the case. There are about 200 lightning strikes per second, mainly in the tropics. But what is generally not understood is that they are radiant energy events, and their effects are felt instantly anywhere on Earth as transmitters through 0-point energy fields are instantaneously at any distance. To clarify, the situation is a little more. Here are two of Tesla's patents for static fields, which Tesla remarks is unlimited voltage, and one patent pickup for dynamic energy. So two different sorts of energy out of the ether. And here are there's a lot of information, which you're not going to read now, obviously, for aerials, which pick up free energy out of what they call 0-point energy, but I regard as the ether, but it doesn't matter. Magnets included. The magic of magnets. I'm going to look at a magnet book a little bit later where they think at this certain period of time that the propagation of magnetic fields is actually God, because it's that mind-blowing. So, apparatus for transmission of electrical energy. So, you dig that there's a lot of sort of evidence that they were, tampering with apparatus for the gathering of free energy. And here's a lot of these patents in the modern day. I guess people rebuilt in them. There's a few things you can see on YouTube. So if you want this, martinleague7gmail.com, but I hope to get the linkable version very soon. But it is somewhere in the past 2,000 videos of British somewhere, maybe on my Celtic Tartarian channel. I don't recall. I've done so many videos, it's hard to even imagine. Anyway, so free energy, okay, guys? Free energy. Like Uncle Fester on the Addams Family sticking a light bulb in his mouth. I think they tell you all about it on there. So I went to a recent visit to Czech Republic. I took so many mind-blowing stuff concerning mud flood and Antiquitech buildings. And, to me, I think that they were utilizing it. I think, this is such a place that, if you don't know about this field, you're not going to know anything about it. But if you do, it certainly points towards, hang on, are they really still using it? Because it's absolutely everywhere. They haven't taken it away. No, I don't know whether you can see. I don't know. There's like a circle in the clouds. Could be a natural circle, whatever. But there's like a disturbance of color, if you like. It's like an aura, maybe a green there, a hue. I don't know if you can see that. But you see it with your naked eye. It's hard to pick it up with a camera. Now, this is my visit to, excuse me, there's some really enjoyable stuff in this video, so I'm sure you're going to enjoy now. Now, this inexplicable thing we followed for maybe 2 miles. It follows the same course as the Starfort that was there before. It is not electricity lines because it's basically they're below the ground. And this is solid stainless steel. I can't feel any charge. It doesn't vibrate, but it just goes like in a zigzag. And we followed it in a zigzag manner. It disappears once, goes, and then it comes back up. It's constant. You can see the mud flood everywhere in this place. Absolutely everywhere. So Krusky Krumlov sells all sorts of sinister stuff. Went in to have a look at the price of the Kevlar jackets, but they were ridiculous. Yeah, I'd just never be able to buy one. But he said they all went to the Ukraine anyway, the man in the shop. And they sell these things. It's like, can I have a go? And he's like, yes, but do not pin the pin out. It's like, yeah, right, like I would. Anyway, no, that never happened. But it would have if he'd let me hold one of his things. Kevlar jackets, I think they go down a treat where I'm living. So yeah, mud flood is absolutely everywhere. We're going to talk about doors in a minute. We've seen, witnessed a lot of doors, Phoenicians, a lot of doors that are basically had their door handles moved to a lower position. So someone's got a supercar there. Looks like a Lamborghini maybe. And these, I love these buildings. I just literally love these type of buildings. They have really juicy color and everything's covered in this seashells and Phoenician ornamentation, which is really weird because you couldn't be further from the sea to have seashells. I guess they came up the river or in another way when the place was flooded. So the mud flood, what are we looking at? We're looking at an event that happened everywhere, even Easter Island. Yeah, these things are all the Czech Republic. 5. I may have said 4 in my last vlog, spazzing out, but 5 petals like the Tudor rose designate something maybe holy. And here you see that, we've seen a few examples of they move the locks and they put them further down. And if you do stand there and you try to like lift, you got to lift your hand above your head, like as you can see my friend doing there, to do the door handle, which makes little sense. And it should be like waist height, which they've put them near to now, but they're not really there, sort of shoulder height, but they were a lot higher. And I'm just looking at them, it's like massive doors, higher handles. It just screams that either we were, cohabiting with giants, which I think we were for some time, or this place was just theirs. Look at this. Antiquitech. Is this the substantial capacitor that Tesla might have been talking? He was from this part of the world. Now, I'm going to be visiting, and I'll show you a little bit later on, a flat Earth gathering, a convention type affair. It's Croatia, and it's the birthplace, Godowitz, of Tesla. So, see what I mean with the seashells? Look how beautiful they paint it. And she's looking right at you guys. How did they do that? So I didn't actually just stand there to get the perspective. So, juggish. Oh, beautiful architecture there. If you're into your architecture, that is the place to go. So I got caught in a violent thunderstorm.
Flatbush in Krumlov, Czech Republic.
That's in Krumlov, which we'll be looking at a bit later.
In a thunderstorm.
Oh, it was groovy. So they have these. Notice the red and white? Tartaria. Steam power stations. They have all these giant steam power things going under all the cities. And somebody in the RAF got my first swear, got shot down. My grandfather was in the RAF, but don't worry. These things, they're like plates, aren't they? And these balls as well. And then down into these onion tops, which just like huge capacitors. The bells are definitely a part of it as well. No, obviously that's modern day communications, but not dissimilar to the old world. And they got sundials. You got the real clocks on this church, and a belfry with 5G on it, or maybe another G, but a G. Like these plates or resonators. There's no accident that they're like, they're that shape, and that they vibrate like the railings do outside my house. I literally can tap them and they even sing when the wind goes through them, the railings outside my house. And if you tap them, they vibrate for ages and you can hear it. It's audible. So the railings are doing it outside my house. They're doing it on tops of roofs, and so are resonators. And yes, it could be converted into electrical charge. This is, I'm guessing, the government building. They always grab the best juice. And they had a black tower there. Similar one I seen in another tower. I did think about going up there, but it was hundreds and hundreds of steps, and I just never got around to it. But imagine it steps up like a pyramid. But imagine this, partly building these things in these days gone by. This is things massive, massive, like a skyscraper. So very attractive at night. Not much going on. Everyone goes to bed early. I've seen this in Keeping Trees Alive. This big old sort of mud flooded tree, and they keep concrete balls to hold it together so it doesn't flop over and collapse, which would be a shame. So I'm all into saving trees. So we went to sort of past a few museums, stick our head in sort of thing, and here it was a magic eye invention. We've seen a few of these in the past. We'll look at something similar a little bit later in the post, but this one's a really good invention actually. I think it's doing ellipsis. I think it's reenacting ellipsis. So we're outside a planetarium in Krusky Budovitz, and they had some really interesting stuff. This was supposed to be in Halley's Comet observation 1910. It's like little there, and there's massive there, and it goes little again. But they say it's Halley's, but it hasn't got Halley's written on the side. And this is interesting. Observations of Saturn. Yeah, this is interesting. Look, guys, north, west, south, 0. 0? What? Haven't they got an east? Yeah, they got another one. Mars in 1911. Yeah. South, west. Is that a south? Oh, that's a west. That's a south. That must be that's an N. Excuse me. Yeah, and a 0 for east. So what's that? That must be Mount Olympus. And Jupiter. Same thing going on. South, west, north, 0. Wonder what that means. And this is this place. What it looked like it's got comet in the past, and had like giant aerials going on in the past. On this little bit of Starfort Island here is where it is. There's loads of stuff on there now. They've added to that, but it's like what was a Starfort hedgehog, if you know what I mean by that. Like a little Starfort, which we're looking into a little bit later. I'll show you some mind-blowing Starfortage, and that's where I'm posting. That's where we were posting from, or recording. 2 weeks ago now. They had a Moldavite museum because the Moldavite all fell in this area. They ran a meteor hit, a really big one. But it's beautiful, look. And I hit it right at spring. Apparently it was snowing a week before, so I caught it lovely. So, me with the bells.
Good risings.
Oh, dear God. Back in shitty Wales. So, yeah, this thing. Amazing. Look at this. All dragons coming out the sides. Yeah. And they had like massive Phoenician statues on it. And they got, look at this for a Phoenician waterfall. Massive clue with this coming up now, guys. See this waterfall? Now, how many times have I mentioned these chains maybe carrying a charge or being more? Okay, something going on with them. But check out this Phoenician waterfall. Absolutely fantastic, isn't it? So that was the town square. Absolutely beautiful place. Enjoyed a bit of music. Check it out. English singer. Yeah. That was good, but I don't want to get copyrighted. Oh, this one's a bit better. Check this out.
your station. I'm gonna break my rusty chain. I'm gonna break.
So yeah, they were loud. Everyone got pissed and had a dance later. But I thought they were really fantastic for a bar. And this is up in the square, a bit of later. Listening to this for ages. Flight of British Air Martin in Czech Republic. Check it out, guys. Oh, they don't know they're fucking born, these people. Oh, sorry about this one. I keep getting bollocks about it. But, you know, in defense, it's my channel. Beautiful. So I laid there for like about an hour just listening to that delightful music, as I would. So yeah, Phoenicians. So that was a beautiful place to visit. We'll be going back, so I want to investigate a bit further. And these dogs, right, apparently don't go near the lady. She didn't like human beings. Don't go near the ginger dog, she said in Czech. He'll rip your face off. Yeah, right. Stuck my head there. They were both like nomming my hair and licking me to death. It was awesome. They're lovely. So look at this, liars. Zap. Globe. Set the world on fire. Oh, yeah. Liar, liar, yeah. Pants are on fire. Globe. That's that. So I think this canal was probably part of the Starfort system in this town. 3D printed chairs. Was it 3D printed antiquity? Or maybe. Giant spider. If you good job. People don't trip much there because that'd be awful. Little tiny skinny building. But everything is mud flooded. And then you see the old world stone and then red brick where everything did get flattened and rebuilt. And nothing sinister going on with this property, however. Well, I don't know. There might be. 133333. They have two postal addresses. One's a door number and one's like the government-y one. They have speakers in the street and they do like weekly announcements. And they have 4-minute warning siren tests on a Wednesday. I missed it that week they was there. I would have loved to have recorded that. See what I mean? Old world stone. Red brick. And do you know what we found? Massive bricks. Bricks just way too big for human hands to pick up. Bricklayers, you know, they can spin a brick and they know how to work a brick, but they're big. I don't know how they lay them. Again, old stone and then the red brick. Boof, straight away on it. And this is all cosmetic. All of this is cosmetic. All of the antique world is, guys. You scrape this stuff off underneath it. You know what you're going to find? Yeah, red brick. Phoenicians covered it. And I presented this in my last post. There was some mud flood evidence below street level. I guess you can check that out in my last post. And these things are everywhere. So yeah, why waste wind? Why waste lightning, electrical charge, when all of these things can be utilized? There seems to be some sort of aurora ambience on that one anyway. I can see some sort of hue. See that? Look at this for a beautiful old building. Yeah. Some of them are left to rack and ruin, but beautiful inside. But I don't know. I like that. I actually like that. Again. Stone, brick, poof, red brick. And it's all just covered over. All this is just beautification, but it's all Phoenician. All of it. Again, another example. Door locks moved down to a lower place. It was up there. And really, you have to lift your arm up to, you know, probably shoulder height to get that. Get it? It's just like, it doesn't make any sense. Unless you're a giant. Check this one out. And they got like an entire battery thing below it. ceramic tiles, under the mica, and a big strap thing coming off of this one. Oof, don't know. All of it's mud flooded, and they do. Well, they do that everywhere now, don't they? So the Masons, or a set square, could imply the Freemasons. Probably does. Got them there. Got them. Japan, haven't they? Everywhere. So, spring. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, it's not. Look at these things here. Copper as well. Specific shape to these domes. And the ball. And I'm guessing you could call it a kind of plate. I dig that some of them definitely are lightning conductors, but in other cases I show you there's 3 or 4 wires coming off these things. This was a beautiful example of Phoenician architecture. I'm not sure what this trident was. It was on the corner of the building. There's one on the next pillar as well. Tridents vibrate. Don't know. I think it's part of the tech, maybe. Unusual they left them there. They're not mud scrapers, that's for sure. It's crazy many external artworks they have. What are they? They're like babies. External artworks they have, considering they have such terrible weather. Everything's chained up. Yeah, they haven't got crime. One of them little ladies under there. Giant birds, the grapes. A goat. And a lion on top of a castle. Somebody with a load of grapes and fruits on top of the lion. She's over there. The Ion Tech. So yeah, look at this. This is weird. This one, it's like a little Bacchus, got horns, foofy woofies. It's a little Bacchus. And this one, it's a little mermaid. But Czech Republic's nowhere near the sea. This one's an alien. It's got like an alien head. Check it out. Like Predator. Or no, alien, like face hugger alien, that one. But it's got hoofy woofies. Isn't that unusual? This one, she doesn't look too insidious, but she's like got like some sort of technology device. A device. So there he is. Spooky alien on a Phoenician architectural marvel. Goat there. Ugh. So there it is. I think it's a bank. Looks like a bank. Massive windows there on the corner. Crazy, isn't it? So that was in it's home of Budweiser. Now, I'm gonna come back to this in a minute. This is Krumlov Castle. I'm gonna put it up by there, and I'm gonna come back to it very shortly for a reason. Okay. Now, Starforts. Now, as I showed you that electrical conduit thing, it was going around what looked like the same shape as the original Starfort for the city. Well, it was anyway. It was zigzagged and everything, followed all the old wall contours, etc. Follows it for about 2 miles. This is an Old book, like really early, guys, and it's showing about like Starforts. Okay, and it's quite a mind-blowing book, this, actually. It goes into music, it goes into kiting, it goes into magnets, it goes into Starforts. And not only, you know, what appears to be schematics for them, their complexities, which I'm going to look into a little bit more later. Considering the age of this book, to my eyes, and my Brian, okay, and my Brian is like on fire at the moment. I literally had a bong mind baby the other day. I gave birth to a mind baby, which you're all going to find out about very soon. It's going to be fantastic. Starforts, and to me, they look like they could be associated with magnetism, no doubt about it. And they go deep. We'll show you in this book now. It shows you trench systems or underground places coming off of all of the Starforts, all of them associated with water. part of the technology. Get it in. So, you know, you could think of it as Bastion and from a military standpoint, but actually they use sacred geometry and they are super fantastic, like far superior technology to anything we got now. You see some sort of church building, and that seems to be it in the center of that one. But as you can see, they come in all different styles, the star and these pointy, I guess, like little spades. And then there's another ones that are like multi-complex. I'll show you examples of in a little while. There's only 2 churches, right? Because they're devices and they're associated with this technology. It's associated with water. 2 on this. Don't show you any buildings, do I? So yeah, I've been having a good think about Starforts. Look at this. Wow. It's just crazy because everything else is like, you know, the sleepy world. And these things are just super futuristic. From my eyes, they are definitely super futuristic. Look at that, the complexity. What were they thinking? Who's making this stuff? No, I tell you what, this era, these books that we're looking at, these people who are understanding this information, I go through some of the earlier information. I am completely whammied. I'm perplexed. I don't know what to make of it. It's far beyond me. The intelligence of these books and the people who are writing and reading these books of this period leaves us in the shadow here today, unfortunately. Look at that, 1 tree in the middle of there. And this looks like it's a bit mud flooded and a wall to break it. So I can share all of these in the descriptions box below so you can take your time. There are like 835 pages concerning Starforts. And look, these are underground, so you can take an entire army from a Starfort underground to some other place, which I've seen evidence for before. And these are a satellite, they're called, coined by Colm Gimli. And they put some military use later on. I showed some evidence a couple of years ago, a book that I found concerning some document that was given to the King of Poland, saying that these Starfort shaped things all over the countryside. I think we should put them to military use. They will be more useful as such. Goes into a bit of canonry later on. We don't see anything too strange, except these phalanx, or these that they do in the military, look like a shoe magnet, a horseshoe magnet shape. I'm wondering, you know, chainmail, horseshoe magnet shape. This thing, look at this. It's like a caduceus. So it's a bit of machining going on. The drums, I think, is definitely part of earthquake technology. The ability to breathe underwater. And ballista bolts, or some sort of, well, I say, oh God, I'm not sure if that's a ballista bolt or some sort of a crazy battering ram. And ballistics, where things are going to land. Yeah. Wonder if they account for Coriolis effect or curvature. And so these are some of the ornaments that they're throwing at people. One with razor blades on it. Good morning. I don't know what that is. Looks like the orb thing you see the royals with. And alchemical depictions. Razor blades. Imagine that spinning through the air. Duck. Oh, you're going to be in big trouble. This one. Yeah. So. Highly cool book. But I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But there is a lot of interesting stuff in there and technologies as well for looking at. Okay. A pile driving, lifting stone and stuff. So take a look yourself. Experiments in technology, Kirsch's book. Now, a bit later on, you get to these Starforts, which this is in Leeds Atlas 1733 Sedan. Okay, highly fought over in it's in Japan. It's in the French region, Japan, Sedan, and highly fought over in the First World War, as you find a lot of these Starfort cities were. Look how super complex it is. All these islands, all part of it. Just look at that for a moment. Does it remind you of anything in particular? You got to look at it. To me, it resembles this more than anything else I can think of is the internal combustion engine. In fact, it really does resemble the internal combustion engine. Wondering if there's some sort of similarities, you know, these pistons and even the drive shaft bit. Very similar to the internal combustion engine, but I've mentioned that before. But when you look at them side to side, there's some definitely some things in common. Now, this is a book I can give to you. It's of German and French Starforts, and they are all fantasticus from a lead atlas. You can see how complex they get. Super complex. Definitely think that's to do with magnetism. I think they could put up a shield or something. I think they're beaver technology, so they're definitely flood resistant. Waves would hit these things, and then corners would break a wave, just like a dam does. Look at that from above. Super complex. In Nancy. Wow. So all of these French cities like Marseille and Nice and all these other South French cities, you know, had massive Starforts. Wonder if that's why the Vichy didn't want to give it away, capitulated so easily. Oh, I don't know. That's a discussion for another matter. Probably a heated discussion. Anyway, so let's have a little look at this. And we're going to be moving on briefly. Look at that. Wow. So yeah, they get rather complex, and there are many in this book, guys, of super Starfort systems all over France. Look at that one. That just looks like a one-cylinder engine, and it really, really does look like a side slice of a one-cylinder engine. That's the Saar River on the German border near Saarland on the German border. Internal combustion engine, similarities, and magnetism. Now, I'm not going to read too much of this, but this book is fantastic, right? And I'm going to share it with you in the descriptions box, right? Magnetism and metaphysical divine contemplations upon the consideration of the magnet, where they just are blown away by the propagation of magnetics to the point that in this book they think that it is the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's glory to God. Okay. So, and they explain all this magnetism, torus fields, I guess, and it goes right down into it. But it just speaks of this divine creation and the creator, which I am totally down with, by the way. Totally down. So yeah, I'm going to share that with you. I'm just messing up there. Sorry. Mirrors. No, completely separate subject. If you are still here, please make sure to share this video out and subscribe and all them good YouTube things. That would be awesome. So, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? Now it's magic mirror on the wall. Who is the greatest or fairest of them all? Isn't it? Yeah, Mandela effect. I have put forward that was Queen Victoria watching the Battle of Waterloo on a big widescreen telly at Windsor Castle in the 1800s. I have put it forward that they used telly. I got evidence for Skype as early as 1915, First World War. People are Skyping in Germany. It's called Skype too. I've shown evidence on my channel of even mobile phones or mobile communication, wireless mobile communication in the 1920s. But these are all over antiquity. Now, why are there so many mirrors in antiquity, especially in Renaissance paintings and later the Flemish paintings, etc., show mirrors, the Van Eycks, etc., that are concaved. Why are they covered in a material, like to cover them? Why would you cover a mirror? Is there something going to come through it? Is there something in it? or is it just like because it's a monitor and it's watching you? 1595. Now, I have proposed so much about mirrors in the past, guys. Thinking that there's something going on with wondering if actually that was the real world and we were in the real mirror reflection. And I've shown so many weird pictures about mirrors. Let me just scroll through to some of my mirror pictures. Here's Frank Sinatra waving to himself and taking a selfie in the mirror 1938. They tell you selfies are all new. The word's new as well, isn't it? So what you don't want to do is look in the mirror one day and see that. But they are really weird things, our mirrors, aren't they? And why am I thinking about mirrors? Well, could they really have been telecommunicators in the past? Well, this woman, she's sort of starting a fire. Okay, I get that. But not in all cases. We have the Egyptians with these as well, mirrors here, parabolators, and some famous Greek with his mirror, Archimedes. Archimedes on the wall of Syracuse, taking out the enemy fleet, probably not Trojans or what have you. Anyway, so could they really be telescreens that we see? Now, this was passed to me, and I thought it was a really good clue. Secret images hidden in mirrors and windows using liquid crystals. Liquid crystals. A technique borrowed from ancient magic mirrors uses liquid crystals to conceal images from all but the right kind of light. So you shine the right kind of light, maybe black light, at some of these things, and they're going to show you hidden stuff. Windows and mirrors embedded with liquid crystals can hide images that appear only when the right kind of light is shined upon them. The technique inspired by 4,000 years of trick for building magic mirrors may be a step towards developing better displays for 3D images or holographics. Holographic alien invasion on the cards. The magic mirror or window looks transparent until the light is shined onto it, revealing a secret image. Craftspeople in ancient China and Japan made magic mirrors out of bronze that similarly hide images. But physicists only began to understand how they worked. The University of Ottawa looked into it, and their insights were a new type of magic mirror and window. Their versions contain a state of matter known as liquid crystal. While liquids flow freely, the crystal atoms are organized in stiff grids. Liquid crystals split the difference. The molecules are both fluid and arranged in patterns like so. Anything else that you can think of does this? Well, liquid crystal televisions. Da, da, da. Many television screens employ liquid crystals because their properties, like color, can be controlled by changing the patterns of the molecules. The new technique using a similar idea, applying an electric voltage to the liquid crystals to show different images. By tailoring an orientation of the molecules, we essentially decide what image will be formed, says Huffnagel. So for millennia, old mirrors, scathing mirrors, very slight bumps and indentations on the surfaces may light bounce off in the right way to form an image. By comparison, the liquid crystal magic windows are completely flat and smooth. The researchers were able to decide exactly what properties a light must be used to uncover the hidden image. Such as polarization, using the wrong kind of light results in nonsense images or negative or hidden images. So going on that, I'm thinking some of these mirrors from the past could have a lot more going on than we initially thought, like teleprompters or something like that. Dun, dun, dun. We're moving on. So this was my recent visit to Krumlov. Okay, and I'm going to just show you a little bit. Okay, there's only a little bit more left of this video, 10 minutes or so. I've got a little bit more to share, and I'm going to be back on the weekend, guys. Okay, got a special guest coming and some mind blowing. Big end true fin is all I can say to you. Big end true fin, you'll love it. So yeah, they got steam pipes under all of these cities that heat them. I thought it was groovy. I guess in homeless people go under these things, but a lot of America's got it. I know Chicago has, and New York as well. Excuse me, this old steam power technology you'll see in Batman films. Right.
Platforms, Flat Earth British, Martin Leaker speaking. I am in the absolutely stunning, best preserved medieval town in Europe, Krumlov in the Czech Republic. Now take a look at these guys behind me. Oh my days. The castle. Where are you? Fuck me, look at that all melted on there. The building straight on top.
It was so high there. We were imagining, like in the old days, like taking a king over and say, "Hey, king, look over there at that, you know, that milkmaid. Where?" And then he gets pushed. I bet there've been loads of kings been done like that on that bridge. It is super duper high.
Yeah, they look happy enough. Krumlov is beautiful. I love that town still. Look at the gate. Oh, check that out. Oh, two monks having a kiss. Gay monkeys. Gay monkeys. Oh, they've removed some stuff from there.
So anyway, Krumlov Castle was massive.
It is 111. Yeah.
Anyway, we went for a long walk in some Phoenician gardens, which were fantastic, as I show you now. And they had a massive Phoenician statue, Horn of Plenty, and a Cherabanuski, and all of these forms that we're getting quite familiar with in Phoenician architecture. Mermaids, well, you would do for that far from the sea. And blowing of the conical or the horn. Right, sound vibration. Check this out.
So, Krumlovich.
Beautiful is not the word.
Weir sounds nice, doesn't it? Lovely. Oh no! Ah! Yeah, you don't like it near the air.
Yeah, there was like a little tiny wall with like a couple of 100-foot drop. Easy to, like, if you was pissed to fall over this wall or something and just fall to your death. Easy. So my friend didn't like heights. Check it out, guys. The most unspoiled. See this thing here? Yeah, it's a hot tub. It's a pub with a hot tub. Can you check that out? Yeah, show you closer up in a minute. Yeah, I know. So Krumlov is absolutely beautiful. They've got a lot of these weirs. You can hire a boat and go along this river all the way to Prague, like in a place like a boathouse. And apparently, it's just an excuse for piss up. So there is all like catacombs, which we've seen, but we didn't go down because it's all official stuff. I don't like sort of official stuff. On the right, you will see, and I'm off to the left because like, I just lost interest in anything you had to say. So you dig, that is all like this melted stone that's built on, a bit like Nottingham's the same. Nottingham's got this stone sticking out everywhere that the whole city's built on for some reason. They say it's caves. There's that Tudor rose type affair again, 5 petal rose, but it's got Phoenician reef around it. And I don't know why that window's so high up, almost cut off by this. So this dome is later. That window is there, maybe on the outside, who knows? And all sort of metalled up. Maybe part of the tech, I'm thinking, going through the entire building. So Krumlov Castle got a massive bell tower. You did get to here, and it's on a melted bit of rock. This, I think it's this one. So look at this. This guy's getting his face bit off by a crow or a bird. In Castro Anno face bit off. Oh. So here's some more. That same 5 petal Tudor rose type thing. And look, it's all melted type stone here, quite wet. And this tower is just built on top because it is that solid. There is Krumlov Castle. It's a bit like Colditz. Got definite Colditz. I definitely felt like I needed to be digging a tunnel. Tom, Dick, and Harry. I think I needed like a meeting. Even though like we weren't prisoners or anything, you just get that buzz, don't you? Yeah. See this? This is a cooker, right? And it heats. It's all made like of a tile. I can't really identify the tile, but it's massive. It was like 12 foot high or something. And this top shelf would be way over your head. Again, like if it was for giants. Beautiful ceramics. God knows what it was. So that heater. And all these like, so you just kept all your food plates warm throughout the day. Your lovely, I don't know, beef goulash or whatever you eat, chicken schnitzel. So these bears are descendants of the bears that have been looking after Krumlov Castle since Krumlov was a twinkle in his father's eye. Okay, they are proper like bears. Now, I know, like, I get excited all of the time, but I really do get excited. And as far as I remember, I can't remember being close to brown bears before. So I was very, very excited. They're looking at me and I'm like, oh, I fucking love you. And they're like, I want to eat you. But they are fantastic. So I know you American viewers probably see brown bears in your garden, in your yard, every day of the week. You've probably got mooses or a gnu sticking its head through your kitchen window, sniffing your apple pie daily. I dig that. But for me, unless they had bears at Bristol Zoo, I can't remember seeing brown bears. Is it cruel? No. They get better food than anybody I've ever seen. It's like Ritz. Look at him. He's like, yo. Right. Oh, I'm so excited right now. You can see it.
Hey, I love you. Come home with me.
Good job I didn't fall in.
Oh, man.
Right, let's go over that side because this is like best thing ever.
Oh, look, they got Welsh border
Shouldn't put me
collies.
near bears anyway. Disaster. Oh, look at that.
Boy
Oh,
bear.
this one. See that bear?
Oh, my God, they're so gorgeous.
Look, he's good. Look at him. Look.
Oh, bearage. You make sure to share this juice out, guys. Bear juice. Come on. Bear juice.
Don't drop your
So
phone.
close. I'm not going to.
I would love to hug that, but I don't think it'd go for it, would they? Just put your arms around its neck and squeeze
sorry
it.
about
It
that.
would like
You don't seem too happy incarcerated. It may be like
fuck off. Excuse my language.
that one looks all right with his shoes, though. At least
He
they're
got
like
away with it.
live.
Ah,
they're
I
bigger
did
than I
try.
thought.
No
Imagine
okays.
that just
And
jumping
and
on
no
you.
F-bombs. I said to
That's what I'm
myself.
saying. Look at the paws on that, though. And that's the little one.
Yeah, they got
See
massive
that? We've
paws.
got the grapes. Oh, look, they has really good food. They're well looked
Carrots,
after.
apples.
Oh, all fresh, look. Yeah.
And people like us starving on the streets.
I know. Makes you think, don't it?
Look at that rock. Doesn't it remind you of?
It reminds me of
Like-
basalt.
It's almost like giant causeway.
Or
Stands on-
yeah, like a giant causeway. Or even tree trunks. Like, solidified.
Do you think they were put there? Yeah, probably.
Probably for them to stand on, like he's going to do it
Some
now.
of it is, some of it is natural bedrock.
Wow, the size of them.
Go for a drink.
Oh, do you know what? I really wish I could just hug it. Hi. I'm getting shivers.
Are you?
Yeah. Never seen it.
Don't be jealous. I'm sharing it with you. I know.
Whoa, look at
Having a
that.
cool bar,
I know.
yeah?
Big
Cool
mouth, big
down.
mouth. Oh, wow. Once in a lifetime.
Oh, what? That's just mind blowing.
I'm in my element there. Orgasm. That is just the best.
Lights on it as well.
Yeah, look, he's lying back. Look, he's
Yeah,
lying back.
yeah. He's loving that. It is a he.
Oh. After 3, everybody.
Yeah, she looks
Aw.
littler, so she looks like a girl. You going in the water, girl? You going in the water? What can you smell?
She's smelling meat. Meat.
Wow, look at that fella. He's underwater. Look, the snout has gone down.
Oh.
Wow.
Whoa.
Look at that.
All the little birds
Yeah,
coming
eating the food as well.
Oh, man.
While the beer's in the
Oh,
water.
look at him with his carrot. Wow, they're so people-like, isn't they? You're
Hello.
clever, you are.
Yeah. Mm.
Oh, I literally...
They literally pick them up and eat them like people,
I want
guys.
to hold them and coach them, but they're going to rip your
Yeah.
face off and kill you, so it's a shame.
And eat you.
And eat you.
Yeah.
But they look so lush.
They look longingly at you.
Yeah, because they want to eat you.
Yeah.
You think they want to coach and they really want to eat your face off. Honestly, that looks like it might be in his natural environment to cut out the world. Like, yeah.
They've been here forever. There's always been two for centuries.
For centuries here in this castle.
There's been 2 bears at the gate for centuries. It's something they have to do.
Let me just show you where we are. That's outside Krumlov Castle Tower. And these beautiful creatures have been here hundreds of years. Always.
That was fantastic. Yeah. Bears are where it's at. Yeah. But not to keep anything incarcerated. Zoo is Zeus. And I don't like zoos. We should like literally, like they did in Fight Club, or no, in another film. Release all the animals from the zoos. Answering comments which film I'm on about. Brad Pitt was in it. So, Christian stuff just hanging around. There's a 6. It could be a 9. That could be a 3. It is a 3. Anyway, so make sure no one breaks in. Railings, and then the windows all the way down there. Why? Why? So, it's a little bit more there. Krumlov.
Did you hear him at midnight last night?
Midnight last night was
Great.
fantastic.
I was going to ring you and say,
Did you hear that? Do you notice how one bell goes on to the other? They're not at the same time. They're not in sync. They're talking to each other.
There's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them. One goes further, and then the other one answers, and then the other one answers further.
So I'm talking about the bells were chiming in Krumlov at midnight to welcome in me, and basically they would answer and then go off into the distance, one church at a time, like one bell, then the next.
I think they're active, mate.
I think they're active. This is just the best castle ever. Look at that. You can see it's just been put on some old world melty
You see
thing.
the open window
Yeah, look
at the bottom row? That was my bedroom. down
Old
there.
world
So
melty
when
thing.
people stood out there.
They put buttresses up.
Here they built like buttresses to hold the thing up. Always melted all around it. It's crazy, isn't it? Otherwise, I don't know. Collapse. Anyway, moving on briefly. Just want to get this over with because I need this uploaded. Okay. This is beautiful. Sorry, it's a small camera. If I turn it around, it goes sideways.
Over the top, just to take
Probably just me.
Yeah, but look at
Nice
all
bit of
that.
copper on that bridge.
Restaurant over there, look at the rock.
There's a door there.
How ancient, yeah?
God, I must be really annoying. Don't answer that. So yeah, anyway, Krusky Krumlov, and they had this massive It's not a viaduct. It's not an aqueduct. It's a duct. But it looks Roman, and look at the size of it. That's where we were on top of, looking at that view with the little wall. You know, talking about chucking kings off, you know, and then it lands on you. Splat. Sorry, king. Bring the next in. Who doesn't like a water wheel? Oh, I do. So water literally running into this pub where we briefly visited. And tell me that is not picturesque, guys. I know. Just thinking about where I am now. Tractors. Who doesn't like tractors? Yeah, I love tractors. Yeah. And vintage motorbikes. Yeah. Like the type that Steve McQueen never escaped from the Great Escape from, when he got the Swiss boards and got caught in the barbed wire. Remember? Hilts. It wasn't one of them. Look at the size of that thing, though, guys. Rather impressive, when you say. What is more impressive is you can have a pint in this place, and they would have like a hot tub at the end. So that's really impressive. Look. What for? Answers on a postcard. FEB, BO Box, FEB. A little water wheel. There's me and my mate, Fat Feminine, in the window. And there, they have like literally with that massive castle in the background, like hot tub. Yeah. But it wasn't very, like, it was boiling hot. Yeah, it's massive, isn't it? So yeah, definitely, like, if it was World War II, definitely escaped from there. I'm just saying, no problemo. British, innit? Yeah. Dun, dun. So, coming up on Flat Earth British, this was on Mark Sargent's channel. Check out a video he did last night about that program they had in the 90s, about like faking space, and they conned a load of people into believing that they went to space. The advert for he posted totally shows you that they are doing that shit, and they would do that shit. So, Flat Earth meetup, Gospic, Croatia, July at 2nd and 3rd. I will link this below. You can get all the details you need to go there, and this is what's going on, in case you didn't know. Okay.
Well, we all believed in that spinning ball. Indoctrination blinded us all. From the very first day that we went to school, they put a globe in your face and that thing looked cool. The teacher explained how it all worked.
Gonna get proper copyrighted for that. It doesn't matter.
Then, because I was just a tiny kid. It sounded crazy as could be, but teacher would never lie to me. She was real nice, she didn't know. She too was taught to believe in that globe. I don't blame her, it wasn't her fault. She was only repeating what she'd been taught. I went through life believing that lie. That spinning ball was now in my mind.
Don't let them take your mind.
Don't let them take your mind, man.
Don't let them tell you that you are not divine.
Don't let them do it, man. No.
Take control of your soul.
Take back control. Yeah.
Find the truth. Find it all.
Find it all, man. Yeah.
Don't believe their lies.
Don't believe it, man.
Let them take your mind.
Don't let them take your mind, man.
You know, it looks a bit of a dump, don't it? Oh, it looks out of this world, guys. Take a look at that. Yeah, flat Earth skinny dipping. Yeah, that's not necessary, no, but I'm just saying that's going to be fantastic. So I hope you definitely, some of you attend that, okay, and check that out. Coming soon, Flat Earth do's. Let's have a quick look at some big doors or some doors and check out. And I don't mean Jim Morrison either, although I don't mind a bit of doors. Well, I've stopped listening to all that sort of music because, well, it's fucking evil, isn't it? Yeah, careful with selecting my music these days. 432 Still, look at the size of that door. You know, twice as big as it, and then it's got that big over bit. You know, let the light in, maybe like the hall, but why so big? So, oh, more Holy Grail of Great Reset and Holy Grail. There you are, in Flat Earth Convention there, Flat Thumbing, Hippie Shake, and some of the tour. So, Windows. Oh, there's good mud flood evidence. Check that out. Mudmageddon's happened there, unless they built it and dug all of the earth out. I guess they could have. Makes no sense in a building center. So jail and wedding. Is there any difference? So I'm not sure who that is. Bubble. Look at that building. That's been a mud flood affected slightly. It's come down there, built a wall. Doors down there. The mud came all down this hill, buried a beautiful old house. So a lot of the doors we've seen were like this. They're really unbelievable, ornate railings. So what we got here? What we got here? I don't even know. Oh yeah, holographics for their coming fake alien invasion that is on the cards. Yeah. What about him? Well, he fits that door. 1969. I very much doubt it. But in you know, they look to have got little people. But that guy is proper big, as you know. Ah, look at that. That's beautiful. In there. And the Sky Train. Herpes pizzas. Yeah, don't eat that. Anyway, let's get out of here. Make this a short video. So, hope you enjoyed that. A few topics covered. A few of my adventures. And it's perfect timing. 1 hour. Just missed 111. Where we looked into Mudmageddon and radiant energy, which is free energy, out of the ether, which is definitely in my Brian. I think there's enough evidence for it, and some of the evidence we caught, which I'll show you more of in coming posts from my recent visit to the Czech Republic, where we're checking out mud flood evidence, fantastic mud flood evidence. And people are complaining, saying the reflection of the screen is just freaking them out. And I'm trying to put my head to an angle where that's not happening. Is that better? Certain my neck, things I do. Make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you on the weekend. Got a really cool guest coming over and some amazing stuff. Okay, some fantastic stuff for you to look forward to on Flat Earth British. Is that cool? Okay, then. So I'll see you all soon. Fat thumbs to infinity thrice. Double fat thumbs to infinity thrice. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And I'll see you very, very soon.